I'm not saying that Ed Boon is teasing Injustice 3, but Ed Boon might be teasing Injustice 3. Yo, what's up? It's Dynasty back with yet again some more... I don't know what you'd call this. It's not a Mortal Kombat 1 video. It's more of like a NetherRealm Studios update because... hot off the wire about an hour ago, not on X. He did not post this on X, but Boon took to Instagram and shared this right here. Anyone else miss arcades? And it's an image of a custom Injustice 2 arcade machine. Now, I did some digging and I actually found the full source material from where this came from because this is kind of a compressed photo and it's also cropped up top. So, not sure why Boon's only teasing a really bad quality image of this, but you can just look at the comments already. You can see here, I miss Injustice 3. Oh, wait, hold up. Is this a hint for Injustice 3? 3, new Injustice, yes! Finally, Injustice 3's coming! If there's Injustice 3, Liu Kang's gonna be in it. So everybody's assuming this is gonna be what you're seeing here, Injustice 3, confirmed. I think it's just simply a nice little tease, a head nod that he's aware that, well, we probably miss more than arcades. We probably do miss Injustice. It's been a long time since Injustice 2, 2017. We just hit the 10-year mark on MKX. It's hard to believe that we're just a few years from it being a decade since Injustice 2. So before I do a deep dive into all of this, you guys do me a solid. It takes you a second. Drop a like on the video. In case you missed my video from yesterday, I'm actually doing a Combat Pack 3 voting poll. I'll have it linked in the description of this video. It's over on Straw Poll. You can actually select 6 Mortal Kombat characters if you're liking to be in the Combat Pack 3. We're going to do a deep dive into that sometime by the end of the week. And with that said, what the hell is this, Boon? And why are you only sharing it over on Instagram? So obviously, I've already given you guys a rundown of what exactly is going on here. Injustice 3, please, Ed, I beg. Please, you ruined MK. Now, like I said, initially, I thought it was interesting because I was like, why is he using this image? Where is this image coming from? Because clearly this isn't like his own cabinet, it's somebody else's cabinet. This isn't NetherRealm Studios. So I actually did find the source of this image. Now, I found this on arcadecontrols.com dating back to 2017. Here's the post of the cabinet, all of its glory. Funny enough, there's even like an MKX cabinet in the back here. But yeah, this is the full resolution of the image that Boon shared. So why is Boon just sharing a cabinet image that was shared damn near a decade ago? Don't know. If you were gonna tweet out or share on Instagram, hey, don't you guys miss arcades? This wasn't a game you played in the arcades. And before you get mad at me and say, actually, at Dave & Buster's, there's an Injustice arcade machine, yes, I know that. I'm aware. Some of you guys might have seen this in person, but pretty much every single Dave & Buster's I feel like I went to over the past decade had this Injustice arcade machine. And it was really neat because it was like the Injustice mobile game brought to life, for better or worse. So the gameplay was trash. You could see... where are the analog sticks at? Just a bunch of buttons, because it's literally a mobile game. The only cool thing about this Dave & Buster's Injustice arcade machine was the fact that when you were done playing, right, you got these cards right here from the actual mobile game. You got like a physical card that would come out of the machine. So, you know, it was a gimmick. I'm pretty sure this was also like not a cheap machine to play. I think it was like a couple bucks per fight. I don't know. I never got a chance to play it. I always saw it, you know, there at the Dave & Buster's, but I could not convince myself to... raw thrills! Could not convince myself to get the thrill of this really bad mobile game port. Ridiculous. A fake fighting game in a Dave & Buster's. So, if he was gonna say, you know, oh, don't you miss arcades? Wouldn't it be like the actual classic Mortal Kombat arcade cabinets, or even like the officially licensed Injustice cabinet? Despite it being trash, I mean, it was legit. No, he uses a custom cabinet. And funny enough, I was doing a lot of deep diving into these old forums, and I found a lot of cool stuff, including like the screen decal of all the moves for everybody in Injustice. Here's a look at these cabinets that were also, I believe, made by the same person. There's the MKX one. There's the Mortal Kombat 9 one. There is another version of the Injustice one, and here's with the actual moveset on the display right here, just like back in the day in the 90s. This is so damn cool. So it is cool to go down and kind of revisit this rabbit hole of these custom arcade machines, but I don't entirely know why Boon would use that cabinet. And I don't know why he decided to share it only on Instagram and not on X Twitter. I would assume he probably did it on Instagram because he didn't want people like me to make a video saying, Ed Boon is teasing Injustice 3, because within the hour that he's already shared that on Instagram, I'm already seeing a bunch of people actually screenshot that from Instagram and share it on Twitter, and everyone's losing their mind on X Twitter saying Injustice 3 is the next game they're working on. Obviously, at this point in time, we don't know what they're working on. David Zaslav, the head honcho, WB CEO, really wants them to keep diving into like Mortal Kombat, Game of Thrones, Batman, DC, the license in general, so they could very well be working on Injustice 3, but there's really nothing else to say other than it's an interesting little tease, if anything. I would assume that he only shared this over on Instagram, so it was kind of like a low-key shout-out to maybe the custom cabinet, but again, the caption is just so interesting. You know, we've been talking about the arcade collection making a comeback. All the classic Mortal Kombat games, MK1, MK2, MK3, UMK3, Trilogy, hell, free MK4, please. It'd be so nice to have all these, like, classic arcade games in one package, a la, like, Marvel's fighting game collections. Could it be a tease for that? You know, there's this, like, big surprise at the end of the KP2, apparently, so don't know entirely what the hell he's talking about. It could simply just be him trying to give some kudos to the person who created that cabinet 10 years ago, but man, part of me just feels like there's more than meets the eye. You guys do know Boon always gives us some small snippets, and I don't know why that particular cabinet, why that particular image, why that particular quote. MK9 Remastered, I wish. And funny enough, now that I'm here talking about like all these classic games, on an aside, over the last week, there's been like a Mortal Kombat 9 Remaster petition blowing up. I'm seeing like MSN write articles about it, event hubs. It's all over the place. Mortal Kombat petition is starting to blow up. Demand WB NetherRealm Studios to make a Mortal Kombat 9 Remaster. And as far as I know, this really hasn't had so much backing from like the community other than the person who created this. And it's being talked about on articles. It's picking up some steam. What does this mean for Mortal Kombat 9? Hopefully one day it gets a GGPO netcode, but it would be nice if they did remaster this. Many people do in fact consider Mortal Kombat 9 to be like the best modern Mortal Kombat game of all time. Granted, like I just said, the online connection is trash. If you do manage to go online on the 360, PS3, even the PC, if you can still find a Steam code on a third-party website, because the game's been delisted for like a decade because they lost the rights to Freddy. So this game's, it's loved. 13 hundo signatures. I'll have it linked down below. Maybe you guys want to go look into this. We'll see what happens, but it is interesting how there is demand for a lot of these classic games. So, you know, apparently a year ago, the OG guy from like iBallistic Games is kind of teasing with like AI that we might be seeing a lot of these classic Mortal Kombat games finally re-released in some type of HD remake finally, after being scrapped time and time again over the last decade. Boon's mentioning like, don't you miss arcades? Maybe it's not an Injustice 3 teaser, maybe it's just like a classic Mortal Kombat compilation teaser. In all honesty, I'd rather have that than Injustice 3, because it really does suck how, you can probably see it in the background, I have my 360 out using the arcade collection. It's only MK1, MK2, UMK3, but the servers are dead. No one's even playing this because that was delisted before MK9 was delisted, so yeah, there's like no way to modernly play this other than like an arcade 1-up machine, the third version that has like the online you know, lobbies and stuff. But again, as far as I know, even that version's completely dead as well. So yeah, man, these games are just missing in action, and it sucks because I feel like I should be able to hop on my PS5, my Xbox Series X, my PC on Steam, and play these games without like Fightcade, you feel me? So it is what it is. We'll see what this means, but back to the actual post. Been a few hours since this actually did go live, and you can still see all the comments are still Injustice 3, Injustice 3. So I ask you, what do you think of this? Do you think this is some type of tease for Injustice 3? Do you think it's a tease for like the classic arcade games finally being ported in modern day? What I would do to have like a physical Nintendo Switch version of all the classic Mortal Kombats in one game, including MK4, MK Gold, bro. Imagine if they ported like even Mythologies or like Special Forces. Imagine all those classics in one game. Boon, you're talking about missing arcades. I miss playing the old games. Please, WB, you need money. I've talked about it in the past, just a few months ago. This is a license to print money. Give us what we want. We do miss the arcades. As much as we miss Injustice, boy, do we miss the classic Mortal Kombat games more. So, what do y'all think of this? Drop a like if you want to see these classics ported. Subscribe for more MK content like this on the channel. Till next time, been your host, Dynasty. Guys, please take care, stay safe. Again, go cast your votes in the voting poll linked down below. See you guys in the next video. Peace.